several individuals moved through the Magnificent Mile and different pieces of downtown Chicago early Monday, crushing windows, plundering stores, facing police and at one point trading gunfire with officials, specialists said. In excess of 100 individuals were captured starting at 9 a.m., as per Chicago Police Superintendent David Brown. 13 officials were harmed during the distress, including a sergeant who was hit by a jug. A non-military personnel and private safety officer were shot and injured. What happened in our midtown and encompassing networks was miserable criminal conduct, straightforward as can be, Mayor Lori Lightfoot said. Furthermore, there can't be any reason for it. That is all. It took cops about 4 hours to get the midtown back leveled out, prompting blame dealing over the political range and requires the Illinois National Guard to buy help control agitation in the nation's third biggest city. Downtown ALD. Brian Hopkins, who said he was on Michigan Avenue from 12 p.m. to 4 a.m., portrayed a scene in which officials were overpowered by raiders and clearly didn't have a very remarkable arrangement for reestablishing request. He censured Lightfoot for neglecting to build up a powerful procedure following plundering episodes in May and June. The genuine inquiry today is, the place was the system. What was the dynamic at the most elevated levels? Hopkins said. That implies the police administrator and the city hall leader, who's a very active chairman with regards to these sorts of choices. City authorities said the seeds for the brutal wrongdoing binge were planted via web-based networking media Sunday early evening time following an official-included shooting in the Englewood neighborhood. Officials shot and injured a 20-year elderly person Sunday after he discharged shots at them while being pursued, specialists said. The man was taken to University of Chicago Medical Center and is required to endure, Brown said. The Civilian Office Police Accountability, the city organization that explores all official-included shootings, delivered an announcement affirming Brown's affirmation that the injured male is a grown-up. Some web-based life accounts that specialists state energized the distress alluded to him as a 15-year-old kid. Over an hour after the shooting, police and witnesses said a horde of around 30 individuals went head-to-head against officials holding a police line close to 56th and Aberdeen lanes. During a fight, one official was hit with pepper splash and a subsequent official endured a minor shoulder injury. 2 individuals were captured and a squad car window was broken by a block, police included. An enormous number of officials cordoned off boulevards almost every way until the state of mind of the group chilled. However, at that point, Brown stated, messages started showing up via web-based networking media urging individuals to head downtown. The plundering and defacing started soon after, with individuals spilling all through very good quality stores. Some could be seen tossing stock into rental trucks and other enormous vehicles before heading out. This was not a sorted-out descent, Brown said. Or maybe this was an occurrence of unadulterated guiltiness. This was a demonstration of savagery against our cops and against our city. The plundering started soon after 12 p.m. as individuals shot through broken store windows and entryways along Michigan Avenue conveying shopping packs brimming with stock. Vehicles dropped off more individuals as the group developed. One lady with shopping packs in her grasp fell on the walkway as an official was pursuing her. Another lady seemed to have been pepper splashed. A stone was tossed at a crew vehicle. At any rate 5 weapons were recouped, authorities said. The scene was suggestive of the plundering that happened before this mid-year in the midst of the reaction to the slaughtering of George Floyd on account of Minneapolis police. Both Lightfoot and Brown verifiably condemned Cook County State's Attorney Kim Foxx, saying there weren't ramifications for pillagers prior this late spring. Lightfoot, who supported Foxx for reappointment, lost control when asked follow-up inquiries about Foxx's treatment of cases and advised a correspondent not to trap her. What we're stating is, because of what happened the previous evening, there must be outcomes, Lightfoot said. We have groups of individuals that are forcefully out there distinguishing the individuals mindful, taking a gander at the plates, and we will carry them to equity. In any case, when we do make those captures, our desire is this will be treated with the degree of earnestness it ought to be. Period, she said. Try not to attempt to trap us, misrepresent, set one in opposition to the next, we're not playing that. We're in a significant circumstance here and we need a genuine reaction. That is what we're stating. Foxx pushed back with her own news meeting a couple of hours after the fact, censuring any blame dispensing toward her, accusing Monday late evening's plundering for her reaction to Floyd agitation. Her office excused all offense accusations identified with the fights, however affirmed by far most of crime captures brought by the Chicago Police Department, she said. Those cases are clearing their path through the courts, eased back by the pandemic and average pace of the Cook County Equity Framework. In condemning the plundering and promising to pummel those dependable, Foxx demanded the reason for Monday night's agitation can't be conflated with her office's reaction to fights prior this year. The circumstance likewise should be seen, she stated, in the midst of the setting of a worldwide well-being emergency, record joblessness and across the country challenges fundamental prejudice. Actually, as we try to make sense of what's going on in a genuinely extraordinary summer, it expects us to pose extreme inquiries, to profound consultations and to put all hands of deck, Foxx said. All active deck implies instead of pointing fingers, cooperate. The plundering appeared to be focused in Streeterville and North Michigan Avenue, yet some plundering was accounted for on State Street, Insider Savvy, and on the near north side. By 4 a.m. police seemed, by all accounts, to be getting things leveled out. Be that as it may, some defacement proceeded into the sunshine hours, and the CTA suspended Train and Transport Administration into downtown during the morning surge, while the Illinois State Police closed exit ramps from freeways. Extensions over the Chicago River were raised, with the exception of the one on LaSalle Street for crisis vehicles. Individuals were seen coming up short on a PNC bank, its windows crushed, at Huron and State Avenues. Down the square, different stores, including a Sally Beauty Supply, had been wiped out by hoodlums. Different pieces of downtown, including around Grand and Wabash Roads, were covered with refuse. Groups more than once attempted to slam in the windows of the Omega Watch store at Delaware Place and Michigan Avenue. The watch store, one official said. They're going to get it inevitably. A gathering of individuals went in and out through a messed-up window of the Louis Vuitton store along Walton Place over the road from the Drake Hotel. A crew vehicle drove by and the gathering fled. In any case, as the vehicle headed out, in any event one individual attempted to go into the shop. The police returned. "Return home." One cop yelled. "You return home." Someone yelled, clearly back at the official. Illinois House Republican leader Jim Durkin required the National Guard to be acquired. The Guard was utilized to help uphold road terminations during plundering prior this mid-year, denoting the first run-through in excess of 50 years that a Chicago Civic chairman had requested the Guard's assistance in controlling turmoil. By and by, Illinois government has neglected to ensure its occupants and organizations, the Western Springs official said in an announcement. The time has come to get the National Guard and acknowledge all government help to stop the confusion that is devastating our state. No more reasons. No more disappointments. The Illinois National Guard has not gotten any solicitations for help right now. Lightfoot, who has battled President Donald Trump's request that government troops are the most ideal approach to reestablish request in disturbed American urban communities, said she won't look for military help. She anticipated her refusal would be scorned by the president, who has sent government law requirement operators to Chicago to help with its increasing crime percentage. No, we needn't bother with government troops in Chicago, period, full stop, Lightfoot said. I'm certain the president will have his way with this episode, however I'm calling upon him to do the things that we do require, for example, weapon control. City authorities will confine access to the Midtown from 8 p.m. to 6 a.m. for time being. The police department has dropped all recently booked days off, and Brown has allocated an exceptional group of criminologists to survey video film. I couldn't care less. I couldn't care less, whatever defense was given for this, Lightfoot said. There is no support for criminal conduct, ever. You reserve no privilege to take and pulverize the property of others. Our occupants have the right to be sheltered. Our organizations have the right to comprehend and appreciate well-being and security of their property and their workers. Our cops have the right to have the option to carry out their responsibility without agonizing over shots being discharged, shots being tossed, and being maced. This isn't any place close to satisfactory.